Echoes of Us by Cecilia L. Chiantet, Chapter 11. When the pages turn again by the third day, school started in full swing. Assignments, chalk, dust, new lessons, and announcements about final exams already whispered to the hallways like a breeze before the storm. On that first day back, Emily brought a surprise. During break time, she pulled out a neat envelope from her bag and laid it on my desk with a grin. "Photos," she said. I printed them all. We gathered around, Sophia, Jaden, Robert, Ricky, Timothy, and a few other classmates who'd come to know our little group. Emily started handing the pictures out, carefully separating each person's favorite shots. There was one of Sophia laughing with her hair in the wind, another of Robert rowing the boat at Ward's Lake, one where Ricky was fake crying in front of a street food stall, and a group photo where we were all mid-laugh. Someone probably saying something ridiculous just as the shutter clicked. And of course, a picture of me and Robert, standing side by side in front of the lake, hands not touching but shoulders brushing ever so slightly. We looked at the photos and laughed a lot over the silly poses, awkward faces, and memories already beginning to feel golden. Just like that, time moved again. Our school days settled back into rhythm, classes, notes, afternoon walks, and evening revisions. And before we knew it, we were already halfway through the year. The teachers started mentioning final exams more and more. The school notice board got busier. Timetables were being updated. And everyone quietly realized there were only 3 more months to go. 3 months before we stepped into grade 12, before everything would feel a little more serious, a little more real. But for now, we still had time. Time to study. Time to laugh. Time to love quietly before life took us further ahead. As the days passed, our little group grew closer and closer. We laughed more. We teased each other without mercy. We shared snacks, notes, secrets, and every tiny moment that made school so much more fun than I ever expected it to be. One sunny afternoon during break, while most students were busy collecting homework sheets or drinking water near the tap, I noticed something unusual. Sophia and Ricky were standing near the edge of the courtyard, talking quietly, really quietly. Then Ricky said something, and Sophia did something I never expected. She blushed. Her hand went to her cheek, and she turned her face slightly, like she was trying not to smile too wide. My eyes narrowed. I turned to Emily, who had been watching the exact same thing. "You're seeing this too, right?" I whispered. She gave me a look. "I've been seeing it. They've been whispering since last week." And Sophia never blushes. The moment they finished talking, Sophia and Ricky turned toward us, only to find all of us staring at them, grins on our faces, arms crossed, eyebrows raised. We didn't say anything at first, just stared. Ricky raised both hands dramatically. Why do I feel like I'm on trial? Then Jaden leaned forward and said in a playful tone, "Sophia, Ricky, are we having a little secret?" Timothy added, "Because if there is, now is the time to spit it out." We all burst out laughing, especially when Sophia's eyes widened and she stammered, "It's nothing. We were just what?" Emily said, teasing. Ricky scratched his head, pretending to be confused. "Just talking about chemistry." "I mean class. Chemistry class." We laughed even harder. In that moment, beneath the schoolyard sun and surrounded by voices I come to love so much, I realized these friendships were more than classmates. They were becoming my people. And maybe, just maybe, I wasn't the only one with a sweet little secret in the air. Later that day, after all the teasing had died down and everyone was back in class pretending to focus, Sophia slipped a folded note onto my desk. It read, "Meet me after school, alone." I looked at her. She avoided my eyes and pretended to fix her hair. I smiled. When school ended, I met Sophia near the back garden behind the girls' hostel, the quiet spot where we sometimes sat and watched the clouds when exams weren't suffocating us. She plopped down on the bench beside me, holding her bag tightly to her chest. "Okay, out with it," I said, gently nudging her arm. "Is there something going on between you and Ricky?" Sophia groaned and covered her face. "I don't even know, Jane. He's just funny and weird, but he makes me laugh so much and I don't know, Lately he's been kind. Like genuinely kind. I raised my eyebrows, already grinning. And you've been whispering and blushing. She shoved me lightly. I didn't mean to. It just happens. We both burst into laughter. Well, I said, looking up at the sky, if he makes you smile like that, I think he might be good for you. She looked at me seriously for a moment. What about you and Robert? I felt my cheeks warm. We're good. I thought about the necklace, the photos, the way he waited for me every day. It's still quiet, still soft, but it's there, steady. Sophia smiled. You both look like you belong in a movie. The days began to move faster after that. We studied hard, laughed louder, whispered secrets between library shelves, wrote each other little notes during class. And somehow, without even realizing it, the final months of the year were upon us. Robert and I spent more time together after school, sometimes reading in silence at the edge of the basketball court. Other times simply walking along the school road, sharing thoughts about life after grade 12. One day, as we sat under a tree, he said softly, "You know, this year has been the happiest I've ever had." I didn't answer at first. I just leaned my head on his shoulder and whispered, "Me too." The final exam was right around the corner. The classrooms turned quieter. The library stayed full, and everyone walked with notes in hand and pens behind their ears. We were tired, nervous, excited, and most of all, hopeful. We all studied hard. Late nights reviews, whispered revisions before the bell. And in between it all, we talked about our plans, not just for exams, but for what came after.